Okay, today I want to show you how to make a one-piece mold, an open pour. We're just going to use a 6x6 tile I've cast in wax. First thing you want to remember is everything has to pull from the bottom to the top. So make sure everything has a slight taper to it. You can take a tool, a straight edge, put to the edge of it, and see if it tapers upward a little. If it doesn't, you can take your tool, hold it at a slight angle, and drag it along the top to give it that angle, or take your piece of clay, put it up against the side, drag your tool along it and cutting off the excess, but make sure you keep the taper. So what you end up with is a slight taper. Take a rag or a shop towel, wipe the excess clay off the top of your piece. Okay, now we're going to set our boards up around our piece so we can pour a plaster. Set them like an inch away. They don't have to be very far away since we're not putting keys in this half of the mold. Set your clamp on there, not tight, just get it snug. Okay, once all the clamps are on, you can get them a little tighter. You don't have to get them real tight because there's not going to be a lot of plaster in this mold. It's going to be kind of small. Okay, now we got our board set. You can see the spacing's fairly the same on all four sides. Once again, take your clay. You can use water-based clay from your slip. Roll out some coils of clay, because what we want to do now is we want to seal the boards so the plaster doesn't leak out. And the best way to do that is from the inside. That way when the plaster goes in the mold and pushes out, it just pushes this clay into the cracks. So just drop the end in your box, push it against the side. Now we're ready to pour a plaster. First, set your bucket, whichever bucket you're going to use on your scale, and calibrate it to 0. Now go ahead and add your plaster. Now we're ready to mix our plaster. You can do this with just a common household drill. You can buy the bit at any Lowe's. It's a drywall mud mixer. Works great for plaster. Just push your bit down in the plaster, stir it around a little bit, and on slow. Don't mix it too fast because you'll create bubbles. Just keep a nice cut. Using this extra garbage can really helps. It keeps it from splashing out. Now's a good time to roll up your sleeves, because you're going to have to submerge your hand into this plaster to get the bubbles out of it. Slowly start pouring your plaster on one side of the mold. Place your finger in the mold. Pour until it comes up to your first knuckle, and that's about an inch, and that's perfect. Put your hand in the mold and slowly drag your fingertip across the edge of your piece. And what that does, it pushes the air away from it so that when this sets up, you don't have little air bubbles trapped in your mold. and just kind of run your fingers over the piece itself. If you have a lot of detail, you want to go in and pat the piece. And basically you're pushing down and forcing the air out. And you don't have to do that too much. Just when you don't see bubbles coming up anymore, it means you've got rid of all the air down inside there the best you can. Just let it set. We'll take it apart and take the piece out, and we'll have our open pour mold. Now the plaster's set, it's warm to the touch. You can remove your clamps. Take the boards off, scrape them nice and clean. Take a scraper and just scrape the edge of your mold. Get rid of the high edge. Go around the edge of it, hold your scraper at an angle. There we go. You got an open pour mold. Clean off your clay. Now comes the tricky part. Sometimes these will hang up. If you leave them in overnight and it being waxed, the wax will shrink a little bit in the cold and it'll lift out. You can use a rubber mallet to tap the edges, or you can use air to blow around the seam line. Take a rubber mallet, lift the mold up, kind of hold it in one hand. It may be kind of hard. You can put it down on the table and tap it. I like to hold it up and tap around the edges. If you hit it too hard, you can break the mold. So don't tap it too hard. You just want to give enough vibration to get that tile to loosen up in there. With this just being poured, it may not be ready to come out just yet. So sometimes what I like to do is run cold water on my piece, and it will shrink the wax. It doesn't work well with bisque, but anyway, either way, the water will get underneath the piece and help lift it up. So let's try to run some water over this and see what happens. Flip it over. The piece came out perfectly. That's what we wanted. And you can reuse this wax. Just clean off the clay and throw it into your wax pot for the next project. Okay, there you have it. We've created a 6x6 tile mold. You can make one at home inexpensively. When this one wears out, toss it, make you a new one. You have the ability. Thanks for watching.